Imagine a world where one empire ruled over half the known world, its roads stretching like veins across continents, its legions unbeatable. But what if that mighty colossus began to crumble from within? Welcome to Visual History, where we unravel the epic tale of the fall of the Roman Empire. Today we're diving into the what, why, and how of this pivotal moment that reshaped our world. Pause, it wasn't just barbarians at the gates. It was a perfect storm of decay, invasion, and transformation. Stick around as we journey from the heights of glory to the depths of decline, revealing secrets that still echo in our modern lives. By the end, you'll see why Rome's fall isn't just ancient history, it's a cautionary tale for today. Let's start at the peak. By the 2nd century AD, under emperors like Trajan and Hadrian, Rome was unstoppable. Its empire spanned from Britain to Egypt, 5 million square kilometers of power. The Pax Romana, 200 years of peace, brought prosperity. Trade flowed along the Silk Road and Mediterranean routes, enriching cities with spices, silks, and gold. But beneath this golden age, seeds of trouble were sown. Economic strains from endless wars, heavy taxes on provinces, and reliance on slave labor began to erode the foundation. Emperors like Commodus, who ruled from 180 to 192 AD, turned the throne into a circus, literally gladiatorial spectacles distracting from real issues. Pause for emphasis. As we move into the 3rd century, the crisis of the 3rd century hits. Over 20 emperors in 50 years, many assassinated. Rome was bleeding. Diocletian steps in around 284 AD, a military man who saves the empire from total collapse. He divides it into East and West, the Tetrarchy, to manage the chaos. Reforms stabilize the currency and army, but they come at a cost: more bureaucracy, higher taxes, and a Christian persecution that sows division. Fast forward to 312 AD. Constantine the Great converts to Christianity after the Battle of Milvian Bridge, where he sees a cross in the sky. His Edict of Milan in 313 AD legalizes the faith, shifting Rome's soul. But the split persists. The West weakens under barbarian pressures while the East thrives as Byzantium. Internal rot festers, lead poisoning from water pipes dulls minds, plagues like the Antonine in 165 AD decimate populations. By the 4th century, the army, once Roman pride, is filled with Germanic mercenaries loyal to pay, not patria. Pause, the cracks are widening. Now, enter the outsiders. The Huns, led by the terrifying Attila from 434 to 453 AD, pushed Germanic tribes like the Visigoths and Vandals westward into Roman borders. It's the domino effect. In 376 AD, the Goths cross the Danube seeking refuge, but mistreatment sparks the Battle of Adrianople in 378 AD, a catastrophic Roman defeat where Emperor Valens dies. This shatters the myth of invincibility. Borders become sieves. The Vandals sack Rome in 455 AD, but earlier in 410 AD, Alaric's Visigoths do the unthinkable. They breach the Eternal City. For 3 days, Rome burns, the first sack in 800 years. Imagine the fear: citizens hiding in churches, treasures looted. Yet it's not total destruction, it's a wake-up call. Economic fallout is brutal: trade routes collapse, inflation soars, farms abandoned. Rome's grandeur fades as provinces revolt or declare independence. Pause, but the story's tension builds. Inside Rome, society fractures. The elite hoard wealth in vast latifundia estates worked by slaves and coloni, tenant farmers bound to the land like modern serfs. Social mobility vanishes, the middle class evaporates under taxes. Christianity, once persecuted, now divides. Arian vs Orthodox debates rage, mirroring today's culture wars. Emperors like Honorius, puppet to advisor Stilicho, embody weakness, while he campaigns, court intrigues fester. By 395 AD, Theodosius splits the empire permanently between his sons, Arcadius in the east, Honorius in the west. The west, with its longer borders and poorer soil, crumbles faster. Military coups abound. Generals like Ricimer control emperors like chess pieces. Corruption seeps in, bribes buy offices, loyalty buys nothing. Compare it to a corporation. When the boardroom backstabs and employees defect, bankruptcy looms. Pause for reflection: Rome's not falling yet, but it's on life support. Winter of 406 AD, the Rhine freezes solid, allowing a massive migration. Subai, Alans, Vandals pour into Gaul unchecked. Gaul fractures into barbarian kingdoms. Britain, stripped of troops, falls to Anglo-Saxons by 410 AD, abandoning it like a sinking ship. In Italy, the imperial court hides in Ravenna, marshes shielding their fear. Odoacer, a Germanic warlord, marches on Rome in 476 AD. Puppet Emperor Romulus Augustulus, Ironic name, evoking Rome's founder and first emperor, is deposed without a fight. Odoacer sends the imperial regalia to Constantinople, declaring, "There is no Western emperor anymore." Historians mark 476 AD as the fall, but it's more endpoint than explosion. The Eastern Empire endures as Byzantium for another millennium. Yet for the West, an era ends. What led to this quiet surrender? Overextension, like an empire biting off too much. Dig deeper, environmental factors played a role. Climate change around 300 to 600 AD brought cooler, wetter weather, the late antique Little Ice Age ruining harvests, fueling migrations. Deforestation and soil exhaustion from intensive farming depleted resources. The empire's size was its Achilles heel, communication lagged, from Rome to frontier took weeks. Central authority weakened as local warlords rose. Economically, it mirrored a bubble bursting. Debased currency led to hyperinflation, bartering replaced coins. Urban centers shrank, Rome's population plummeted from 1 million to 50,000. Knowledge suffered too. Libraries burned, education for elites only. Yet amid the fall, innovation flickered, stirrups from nomads, heavy plows in Gaul. It's not just doom, transformation. Rome didn't vanish. It evolved into medieval Europe, with barbarians adopting Roman law and Christianity. Tensions peak with Attila's campaigns. In 451 AD, he invades Gaul, halted at the Battle of the Catalonian Plains by a coalition led by Roman general Aetius and Visigoth king Theodoric. It's a bloody draw, but saves Western Europe. Attila turns to Italy, but famine and Pope Leo I's diplomacy turn him back in 452 AD, legend says a divine vision. These events highlight Rome's reliance on alliances, not strength. The Huns' empire crumbles after Attila's death in 453 AD, internal strife dooming them. Meanwhile, in the east, Justinian reconquers parts of the west in the 6th century, but plagues and wars exhaust resources. The fall accelerates fragmentation. Ostrogoths in Italy, Franks in Gaul, each blending Roman and barbarian ways. As kingdoms rise from ashes, we see the narrative shift from empire to nations. The climax isn't a single battle, but a realization. Rome's fall was gradual, multifaceted. No one event, but a confluence: military overstretch, economic collapse, social inequality, external pressures. Think of it like a smartphone, great at first, but software glitches, battery drains, and competitors emerge. By 476 AD, the Western Empire dissolves into successor states, yet culture persists. Latin evolves into Romance languages, Roman law influences the Code of Justinian. Christianity spreads, unifying Europe spiritually. Barbarian kings like Clovis of the Franks convert, adopting Roman administration. This turning point marks the end of antiquity, birth of the Middle Ages. Intriguing, right? How did such power vanish, and what does it teach us about resilience? Here's the dramatic peak, August 476 AD. Odoacer, once a Roman federate, storms Ravenna. Romulus Augustulus, a boy emperor installed by his father, surrenders without bloodshed. Odoacer spares him, sending the crown jewels east to Emperor Zeno. The West has no need of an emperor, he proclaims, ruling as King of Italy. This symbolic act ends the line of Western Roman emperors, started by Augustus in 27 BC. For drama, shockwaves ripple, no more legions, no more Senate decrees. Europe enters a dark transition. But was it truly the fall? Historians debate. Gibbon blamed Christianity and barbarism, but modern views see adaptation. The revelation: empires fall not from one blow, but from ignored warnings. Rome's story peaks here, urging us to heed our own society's strains. In the aftermath, resolution unfolds. The Eastern Empire, or Byzantium, carries the torch until 1453. In the West, Charlemagne revives Roman imperial title in 800 AD, inspiring the Holy Roman Empire. Rome's legacy: roads still used, aqueducts inspire engineers, republican ideals fuel democracies like our own. Lessons abound: diversity can strengthen or divide, ignore economy at peril, adapt or perish. For us in 2023, amid global tensions and climate woes, Rome warns of hubris, yet inspires resilience. From ashes rose Renaissance enlightenment. History isn't dead, it's a mirror. What empire are we building, and will it endure? We've journeyed through Rome's rise, cracks, and ultimate transformation. From eternal glory to fragmented legacy, its story captivates because it's human, ambition, folly, renewal. Thanks for watching Visual History. If this sparked your curiosity, hit like, subscribe for more epic tales, and comment. What's your take on Rome's fall? Share with a friend pondering history's lessons. Next up, the secrets of the Maya or Mongol conquests. Stay tuned. Until then, remember, history shapes us. Let's learn from it. Pause. Thanks for joining the adventure.